Hi there, my name is Vanvian, and I'm a psychology doctoral intern and licensed clinical social worker here at CFA. So in DBT, or dialectic behavioral therapy, one of the core concepts is dialectic thinking, which is the ability to view an issue from multiple perspectives that opposites or opposing views can exist at the same time. With that being said, today I would like to take a few minutes to talk about the positive and negative effects of technology on mental health. So let's get to it. The positive aspects of technology and mental health include convenience and efficiency in finding information on resources to address mental health concerns, such as finding the right provider, practice, or clinic. Technology can help people connect to each other and get support, as well as providing a platform for people to share their narratives to help raise awareness and decrease the mental health stigma. Hearing or reading about other people's narratives on their mental health journey can provide external validation to those who need it, as well as not make them feel so alone in their struggle. Another benefit of technology for mental health is the prevalent use of telehealth. Telehealth is not only a convenient in the sense that you can have sessions from the comfort of your own home. Telehealth also allows mental health services to be easily accessible in areas where there are few mental health providers. Telehealth also makes it easier to schedule appointments if you have a very busy schedule, as well as saving time in commuting and scrambling to find coverage for childcare. As previously discussed, technology connects people to each other through social media and connects people to providers on telehealth platforms, as well as raise awareness and decrease the stigma. All great things. Dialectically speaking, technology may also have negative effects on mental health. Overuse or dependence on technology may have adverse psychological effects, including increase in depression and anxiety. A study done in 2017 by Dr. Brian Premack and published in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine looked at young adults aged 19 to 32 and found that people with higher social media use were 3 times more likely to feel socially isolated than their counterparts. According to the National College Health Assessment, which is a semi-annual survey of mental health and well-being on campuses across the US, researchers found a significant link between the presence of Facebook and increase in mental health concerns among college students. Technology and social media may provide platforms for social bullying, for cyberbullying, and reinforce the concept of FOMO, the fear of missing out. As a former school-based social worker for 14 years at a middle school, in my experience, there have been many incidences of cyberbullying that I had to help kids manage. It was really heartbreaking. The feeling of missing out when scrolling on social media was also a prevalent problem that had to be addressed as well. Since children's brains are still developing and may be more sensitive to effects of technology and its overuse than adult brains. A 2018 study published in the Turkish Journal of Addiction notes the possible adverse effects on children using technology. Children who overuse technology are more likely to experience low academic performance, lack of attention, low creativity, delays in social and emotional development, physical inactivity, poor sleep quality, social issues, aggressive behavior, and addiction to technology. Now, another negative side effect to technology is the risks of physical issues such as eye strain, poor posture, and sleeping problems. Now, in terms of sleeping problems, what ends up happening is the electronics that produces blue light, it sends a signal to our brain, telling our brain that we still have to stay up. We can't wind down to go to bed. So the blue light enables disturbance in the body's natural circadian rhythm, which makes it difficult for us to fall asleep, which then results for us feeling less alert the next day. Another side effect or negative side effect to technology is that tends to be a decrease in physical activity, which then further leads to the negative side effects of obesity, heart disease, or diabetes. Now, it's not all doom and gloom because technology can also be helpful in terms of using apps that will promote physical activity, promote exercise, mindfulness, or are used to set reminders on your phone to take movement breaks. So I think it's important for us to figure out and discuss why is it so difficult to unplug from technology? And here's the reason why. Nomophobia, or the fear of being disconnected from our mobile phones, cause most people anxiety. This anxiety-inducing feeling of being without your phone seems to be like a universal experience. Similarly, it's common for people to subconsciously open social media apps and mindlessly scroll for hours. So as a social species, our brains are wired to seek out positive social stimuli. Social media apps are purposely designed to be addictive. A study found that that the dopamine we receive from someone retweeting a tweet or liking a social media post activates the same reward circuit in our brain, such as money or delicious foods. In contrast, some people struggle to unplug because their success depends on constantly being unplugged. Their success depends on constantly being plugged in. Entrepreneurs and remote workers sometimes find their work seeping into other aspects of their life. A study published in the Journal of Applied Psychology in 2020 indicates that rest and being unplugged from electronics is crucial to our health. A study of ICU patients found that spending time outdoors significantly reduced their stress. Spending a few minutes every day surrounded by nature can do wonders for your mental well-being. Research also suggests that limiting your social media can also decrease depression and loneliness. When participants were restricted their time on social media, the feeling of FOMO, or fear of missing out, decreased, resulting to an improvement in their overall well-being. So how do we manage ourselves with technology in this day and age? Now, when it comes to children, research also notes that the importance of teaching children to interact with technology in a healthy manner by monitoring their time and providing interesting alternatives such as sports, music, arts and craft, and writing to engage in instead of electronics. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommend children under 18 months to avoid screen time altogether. Children ages 2 to 5, no more than 1 hour a day of watching high quality show with an adult. And pediatricians recommend that children ages 5 to 17 should only be on electronics for 2 hours a day. So here are 4 simple ways to unplug. One is silencing the notifications for your email, your social media, your texts. Getting these notifications can be incredibly distracting and can also make it difficult for you to initiate and execute a task. Second way to unplug is to track your app usage. So it is really helpful for you to sort of get a clear understanding of how much you are on social media and electronics. And if you have the goal of decreasing your time, being able to track your usage is really important. Another way to help manage yourself with technology is creating a mindful morning and night routine. So what this means is typically we wake up in the morning and we probably reach for our phone. So instead of reaching for your phone, and I recommend you to actually put your phone across the room, like away from your bed. So when you wake up in the morning, that's not at reach for you. So when you wake up in the morning, it would be helpful to do maybe a morning meditation or affirmation, doing some kind of movement like a walk or yoga, or even jotting some thoughts during the day, in the morning, regarding like gratitude. In addition to the morning routine, the CDC also recommends removing electronics at around bedtime. So the recommendation is that you do not engage in electronics an hour before your targeted bedtime. So let's just say your bedtime is 10 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, all your electronics are put away. And instead of being on electronics, you want to engage in activities that help wind you down, such as reading, maybe some stretching, or taking a bath. And the fourth way to manage yourself around technology is, and this is probably like my favorite rule, and that is to implement a no screen rule at dinner time. So we know that when you're talking to someone and they're on their phone, that you may be annoyed, they're not quite hearing you, it's a one-sided conversation, it could be kind of frustrating and lead to conflict. So if you were to implement a no screen rule at dinner time, that would allow for meaningful conversation to happen at the dinner table, as well as being able to be mindful in listening to someone talking and talking about their day, and also being mindful on what you're eating as well. That this rule really promotes positive interactions, as well as being able to disconnect at the dinner table. So as technology continues to progress at such a rapid pace, I encourage you to use technology in a beneficial and productive way, such as using apps to encourage mindfulness, movement. I also encourage you to take a break from technology and engage in pleasant activities and connect with loved ones and friends to create a meaningful and fulfilled lifestyle.